We're back on Big Board Sports. Nothing better than a visit with some former colleagues of mine and young guys I've seen through the ranks go and take their careers to another level, and that's Zach Grady, who joins me in studio. Last time, well, Zach, good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. No, I was going to say the last time you were in the studio, you were in this kind of role. You were sitting there.
No, I was in the bunk.
I thought you were over in the cross from me at one point.
Well, MJ actually was finishing up.
So MJ was
MJ was here. I was in the bunker,
right?
And then he
Eric
finished
Hanneman
up.
was there,
and then we all kind of rotated up a spot.
And you moved. You moved out, and you ended up going to Watertown.
Yeah, I did
to
a couple
do some
years.
news in Watertown. News reporter.
I'll tell
anchor.
you. I'll say this to anyone who's trying to get into this industry as a young sports reporter: go do news first. You learn how to story tell. You learn how to be a journalist. You learn how to get.
You were fighting and kicking that a little bit.
I mean,
right? I remember you're like, can I stay here? Can I stay here? You got anything here? Like meaning here in this radio station.
I hear
and
right
I
in
think
this
between
building.
me and Honorado said, you know what? And Chris had worked in that market too, and same news director and all of that, right? So you ended up going to get your feet wet, get a lot of experience in Watertown doing news.
Yeah, and actually, you know who else was there? Jessica Layton, who used to be with
a lot of Watertown.
You guys, who's now national NBC broadcast. And you know what's funny? The station I'm in now, WBNG, which is a CBS
So
affiliate.
you moved from Watertown to Binghamton and took a weekend sports anchor position in Binghamton. What affiliate are you?
WBNG, which is a CBS affiliate.
CBS affiliate, okay.
And at one point in time, the two-man team that my office was, this is years ago, Neil Everett and Bill Pito.
Wow.
Working in the same building together. You know, now one is MSG, one is ESPN, and just the history between that place and here. And well,
happy for you. Happy for you. You got your career going, and then a career that didn't even start even thinking about broadcasting. You were coaching my son in football at a fourth, fifth, sixth grade, whatever years those were.
Sixth grade
football, and now he's just celebrated his 17th birthday yesterday. He's 6'2", 175 pounds, and all about playing football.
He had a great season this year. I mean, I got a chance to get to 3 or 4 Colony home games this year, and he was an awesome target, big body, across the middle. You know, he always got his hands out. You know, some of the things, you know, when we were working with him when he was younger, you know, going across the middle, a little bit of alligator arms, but he's got no fear out there now. And I'll say this, and
must have been good coaching at the 6th grade level.
That's why they kept me around for so long, Coach Bear.
He was your favorite. Brady was not easy to coach because Brady was Brady, but he would always come home and say he liked you.
He was a kid that, you know what, there would be some times where he would get out there and he wouldn't necessarily want to be out there, and as soon as we blew the whistle, he'd be the front of the line.
He likes to compete.
Yeah, he absolutely. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times that I had to take his helmet away from him because it was like, Brady, you're beat up right now. Someone take that helmet so he can't get back in the game, because I'd turn around and be running out onto the field without me saying anything.
Yeah, no, it's good times. And then you had a big career switch, and you went to the Dan Patrick School of Journalism. in Atlanta. Orlando. You did some work in here in the radio, and then again you went to Watertown and to Binghamton, and now you are fully entrenched in our business.
Well, it's funny. I was telling a common friend of ours, John Hartrick, who's a SID over at SUNY Binghamton, the story that it actually all started with a 15-minute hit here, plug in the first Colony Raider days, or I think at that point we were calling it West Albany Weekend.
Because Art Eastman was like, hey, I'm Art, pop into the studio. Meaning Art, pop into the studio. He goes, no. I'm not popping in the studio. I'm sending Zach Grady into the studio. Is that okay? I'm like, sure. Send Zach Grady. I remember you walking in here that you were completely prepared for everything. And I'm
over-prepared,
like, you were probably over-prepared. But you sat in the seat you're at right now. And I was like, wow, that was really well done. Really good job. And then next thing you know, you go into that career, and here you are.
That day changed the course of where I was headed. And like I said, it's great because the people that were here, MJ was in that room that day, and Chris Honorado was in that room, and
Zach
I still talk to these people every day.
Is in Denver. He was in this room with me, and he got promoted from midday to afternoon drive in Denver on the #1 sports talk station in Denver.
I would be answering the calls for him. You know, Zach would be calling in whenever we would be doing the hits, because at that point the Broncos were a big story.
And they still,
well, yeah,
in Denver, that's
now.
all they talk about is the Denver Broncos and, of course, the defending champion Denver Nuggets. But have not talked to Zach in a while. But when we do, we always reminisce about him being here and his career, and that's great for your career. Now, we're going to take a break because we just kind of got through the beginning of this, but you're in town to cover the high school basketball state semifinals with Maine Endwell up in Glens Falls tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
How does the home team Glens Falls get the 9 a.m. tip? That's my question. You would think that they would be the late
because
game.
That place would be I mean, Glens Falls, obviously it's Glens Falls, and this team is undefeated.
And you would, I mean, at 9 a.m., I don't know how much of a home court advantage that's going to give you, especially on a Friday morning.
Which team's going to be awake to play a 9 a.m. game?
Honestly, I would say that, and I'm not saying this because I'm from Section 4 or anything, because I'm a Section 2 athlete, first and foremost. Right. I was a Colony Raider. Well, sorry, Colony Wolfpack.
No, not until July. You can say Raider.
I'm okay with it. I know all my Colony Raider fans are going to be upset with me for saying it, but I'm okay with it.
Well, there is, I don't know what it is. There will be, when that officially goes, Wolfpack, there's something in the name, I don't know exactly how this is going to work, where you could still use Raiders.
I'm going to say this is because this is what was said to me by Coach Ambrosio, and anyone who played in Colony knows how powerful that man's words are. It's not the name on the front. It's not the symbol on the helmet. And when we used to play against Shaker, it always used to be, there is no town of Shaker. They play in our town. The name on your jersey is Colony. So I'm Colony for life. Whether it's a Raider, a Wolfpack, or whatever, I'm garnet and gold and Colony
there you go.
For life.
But you're in town on business, covering for your CBS affiliate, the Maine Endwell Spartans, did you tell me?
Yeah, Maine Endwell Spartans, Glens Falls Black Bears, 9 a.m. tomorrow.
There you go. When we come back, we know all about Glens Falls in this area, and they're undefeated. But what we don't know is about Maine Endwell. So what kind of a test does Glens Falls have tomorrow, because they want to win and punch their ticket into the state championship game? We'll get Zach Grady to give us a preview from the Maine Endwell standpoint and their team coming into town next on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. We are back on Big Board Sports. Rodger Wyland along with Zach Grady in studio covering high school basketball, and let's get to it. Maine Endwell is the team you're covering. They have Glens Falls tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. in the state semifinals. From a Maine Endwell perspective, what kind of game do you think we're going to have here, Zach?
Well, I'll tell you, Maine Endwell, they're going to come in and they won't be intimidated by the fact that Glens Falls is 23-0. I mean, this is probably the third or fourth game in a row that they've been told that they shouldn't be here. In all honesty, the upset that they had in the Section 4 Class A championship game over a Johnson City team that was heavily favored at that point in time. Pretty much since then, they've been a team of, I don't want to say a team of destiny, but it just seems like there's a story being told. And I mean, beating Johnson City and then Walter Panis and some of the other teams that they've beaten now in the state tournament as well, I don't think that they've been favored basically since their first sectional game, because even their semifinal against Seton Catholic back in Section 4, Seton Catholic was supposed to win that game.
How are they built? What's the strength of a Maine Endwell team right now? And listen, I know Glens Falls might be on the other end listening, but I mean, no secret. I mean, Rob Gerard has done a good job, but I'm sure has had film on Maine Endwell. I'm sure Maine Endwell has had film on Glens Falls, so they've seen this team play.
Yeah, and I'm not giving any secrets by saying that Preston Acker and Luka Ionishi are going to be the keys to the offense. They've been all season. I mean, Acker, the sophomore shooting guard, I mean, he's a coach's kid, so he plays like a coach's kid. He hits buckets, he plays hard, he defends, he hits his three throws down the stretch. I mean, he's been named, he was the 12 sports athlete of the week, going out of sectional. So, I mean, the offense runs through him, but if he's not scoring, they have 3 or 4 other options. And I mean, what's really impressive with this team is the depth when it comes offensively, because they lost arguably their best player and the heart of their team after the Seton Catholic Section 4 semifinal game. Their senior center, Adam DeSantis, who's, he's got a ride to Colgate next year for football, gets in a car accident after the Section 4 semifinals, fractured pelvis, has some issues with his back right now. I mean, he's on a he's walking around on one of the push carts, and he shows up to the championship game like that. It's news breaking, but they had guys like Noah Gray, their backup center, step in, and I talked to Coach yesterday, and he says Noah Gray's a guy who's going to play at the next level at college. But yeah, they got 4 or 5 options to.
Are these
shoot.
guys seniors, juniors, was a veteran team? Or?
You got 2 seniors, 2 sophomores for the most part. And then Coach, like I said, he's got a couple of kids, the Conrad brothers. One's a little older, one's a little younger, that come and give you some depth off the bench. So there's a couple of real good seniors, and especially it would have been a senior-laden team with DeSantis out there, but Preston Ocker's a sophomore, and he's only got miles and miles to go before he gets to his potential.
I thought what you said right off the top, they're not going to be in awe of going to the Glens Falls Cool Insuring Arena and playing a team that's undefeated.
No, and like I said, that comes back from playing that Section 4 championship game in quote-unquote a hostile territory. I mean, it was in Binghamton. Both teams are kind of from there, but Johnson City, they had, the hometown crowd, but those Maine Endwell Spartan fans showed up. They outnumbered them on what would have been hostile ground, and that was a team, that Johnson City team. I mean, there was documentaries being made about that team, like they were going to be the next big thing, and Maine Endwell came in, and I think it actually motivated him more to kind of say, hey, you guys do you, but we're going to just play some basketball.
So you expect this to be a competitive game tomorrow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I expect this to be a competitive game. And like I said, the big thing and I don't know how much Glens Falls had any say over this or had any control over this, but you would think the biggest advantage would have been the fact that you're playing in your hometown, that, the arena is where you guys, drive past every day on your way to school. But 9 a.m. on a Friday, it's going to be tough to pack that house like it could be packed.
Now, Maine Endwell will travel well, right? Their fans are going to be in Glens Falls.
I think there's going to be a lot of kids who are sick from school on Friday somehow.
And some schools don't even mind that. Well, they'll give them the time to go ahead and leave school early. They'll have to have the whole day off to be at Glens Falls at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I've been in Albany here, so I'm not sure. Traditionally they'll do a send-off or something like that in the morning. They'll have the kids, walk through the school with the parade and everything like that. But I'm pretty sure that when I talked to Coach yesterday that the Maine Endwell was going to get into town early today. So I'm not sure what they're shooting around, what their schedule is, practice for today, but I do believe that they're traveling today for sure.
All right, so again, and we're going to enjoy the final year of the state tournament at Cool Insuring Arena. And then next year, I'm going to be out in your area in Binghamton, because for the next 3 years, that's where this tournament is going to be held.
Well, yeah, Binghamton. And it's not just this tournament. Binghamton, the city of Binghamton, and some of the surrounding areas. It goes hand in hand with the amazing new softball and baseball facilities that are being put in place out there. So I know the spring, the girls softball tournaments are going to be out there. So it's all part of Binghamton's initiative to bring a little bit more of the athletic scene that way.
And it's not at the event center, though.
The basketball games, I do believe, will be at the event center.
Really? I thought it was a downtown location.
Sorry. You're correct. Not at the Binghamton Event Center. The Visions Verizon Memorial Arena.
That's it. Because that's where it was. It won't be the first time, because we just got it back for the last 3 years. Prior to that, it was in Binghamton for a couple of years, and then money wins out. I heard the bid that they put out for this wasn't even close. It was like, I want to say, my sources told me that the bid that Binghamton threw out there was like $26,000 more than the bid from Section 2.
Well, that's the beauty of blind bid. You never know
So what
much.
are you going to do if you're the New York State Public High School Athletic Association and you got one bid that's $26,000 more? Where are you going to go?
No, and it like I said, it does have something to do with the spring stuff as well, and the new softball facilities at SUNY Broome that they're going to be playing at is just, they're awesome. They are really awesome facilities.
And the baseball facility at Binghamton, the Americas Conference, can you even do justice to trying to describe that here?
Turn on College Game Day and look in an SEC football locker room, because it is amazing. $60 million, state-of-the-art. 6-0, state-of-the-art, exclusive for baseball. I got a tour of the facility. We did a half-hour special on Tuesday for opening day for Binghamton baseball, which they won 8-7 in a walk-off, which was a great way to cap the entire afternoon on opening day. But yeah, that locker room, hitting cages, state-of-the-art training facility, state-of-the-art video center to watch film. I mean, again, these guys, they wake up at 6 a.m., they go to practice, they go to a class, and they spend all day at the facilities. It really, truly stands out as one of the best, not just in America East play, but across all of Division I.
When you get a donor that says, here's $60 million, and please put it in baseball, and I want the nicest facility in the country.
We're still trying to figure out who that donor is.
We don't know who that is.
No one knows.
Whoever the head baseball coach is loving it. I tell you that. Recruiting, they have a leg up on recruiting in Binghamton in the America East Conference.
Coach Sinicki has said that he has definitely been able to get some more calls and get some visits from people that traditionally wouldn't pick up for SUNY Binghamton, but when they see the facilities that they're going to be at for the next 4 years, it's not hard to get them to come visit the Southern Tier.
No, I would say not. Zach, good seeing you, my friend. Thanks for
always a pleasure.
Thanks for popping in.
Hey,
I'm happy for you and what you have been able to accomplish and where you're at, and you're only going to continue to get bigger and better.
Anytime it started right here, and I say this, you guys have been the chemistry between you two has been awesome. MJ has just been killing it. Like as I said, going from I see two people sitting in the bunker right now from where him and I were just 3 years ago when COVID was starting.
Yeah.
I mean, just my career's great, but his is awesome. And, you know, who knows? Maybe one day the three of us can get back here together again and do it for real.
There you go, man. All right. I'll see you. I won't see you, but have a good time tomorrow covering, and I'll see you hopefully before the weekend's out.
Well, hey, we got Binghamton and Albany. Maybe they'll see each other in some lacrosse finals this spring.
That's
and
a possibility.
Can do this again.
That's a possibility. All right, Zach, thank you. That's Zach Grady joining us in studio. Maine Endwell, Glens Falls tomorrow morning. That's Class A, right? Class A state semifinals. You also have the Class B state semifinals, and we have Stillwater that is alive with a chance to get to the championship game. They play Woodlands tonight at 6 p.m.